If you're not familiar with my channel, I report the news for Central and South America with a special attention on Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. I do these videos for those who are visiting Latin America, as well as for expats that live there and want to see the news in English. I have 5 or 6 good stories today, so make sure you stay to the end. The first are about the flyer news, and then I have a segment called 11 Polite Habits Hotel Workers Secretly Dislike. That's right, when you do something positive, and they don't really like you doing that. So that should be interesting, but stay to the end because I was able to conquer a fear that I've had for some time now. Some of you know. Can anybody think of it? I was finally able to do open mic night at a comedy club. That's right. I've been on stage and done live stand-up. Man, my heart was jumping out of my chest, but hey, got to do what I got to do. Okay, quick heads up. Americans in Colombia applying for a visa now need an FBI background check. Get yours in 24 to 48 hours with OnCallColombia.com. OnCallColombia.com, information below and in the description of all my videos. Make sure you tell them Rob sent you. Let's jump into the first one. Delta celebrates a century and plans return to Medellin. Delta Airlines marks its 100th anniversary since its founding in 1925 as a crop dusting operation in Macon, Georgia. The airline has served Colombia for 25 years, operating routes to Bogota and Cartagena. Delta plans to resume flights to Medellin's Jose Maria Cordova International Airport, enhancing connectivity and supporting tourism growth. The airline's history includes pioneer jet travel and expanding globally, now operating 700 aircraft across 50 countries. This move strengthens Delta's presence in Colombia's second largest city. Panama and Venezuela to resume flights suspended for almost a year in diplomatic tensions. Panama and Venezuela will resume commercial flights nearly a year after suspending them when they broke off diplomatic relations, Panama's Civil Aviation Authority said Thursday. Venezuela pulled its diplomatic representation from Panama last July after Panamanian President Jose Raul Mulino refused to recognize Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's re-election. The Association of Venezuelan Airlines said that flights would resume gradually. All of the airlines that had permits can begin to operate when their itineraries allow, Marcela de Leoza, president of the association, said in a statement. The Venezuelan government did not immediately comment. Earlier Thursday, Mulino said during his weekly news briefing that he had received a letter from Venezuela, but that he hadn't immediately read it. Mulino did say, however, that it would be in Panama's interest to resume flights, though he said he also wanted Venezuela to agree to receive Venezuelan migrants deported from Panama. Some commercial airlines have already begun advertising flights between Panama and Venezuela on Thursday. Defense Minister announces Venezuela's naval patrols in Caribbean waters. Panamanian carrier Copa announced flights would resume and said its team was working to confirm the itineraries. Venezuelana Airlines advertised a flight beginning on Friday. Earlier this week, Venezuela banned the arrival of flights from Colombia after it said it had arrested more than 30 people who are allegedly plotting activities to destabilize the country ahead of legislative elections Sunday. Last July, Panama was one of the first Latin American countries to demand from Venezuelan authorities a full review of the presidential electoral results after the country's electoral authority declared Maduro the winner. U.S. airlines selling migrant data to ICE. A Wired report that U.S. airlines, including Delta, American, and United, share passenger data with ICE through the Airlines Reporting Corporation. Data like names, itineraries, and payment details are sold, aiding Trump's deportation efforts. Between 2015 and 2023, ICE used this data to track migrants, often before their flights landed. Airlines earn revenue from these transactions, raising ethical concerns about privacy violations and targeting vulnerable travelers. Headed to Medellin? Complement your vacation with a professional massage that will have you rested and recharged. For professional, experienced, and quality massage in Medellin at a good price, call Andrea. She specializes in deep tissue massage and sciatic nerve release. No need to travel. She comes to you. Contact information is below in the description. A passenger on Bolivia to U.S. flight suffered a medical emergency, prompting an unscheduled landing at Barranquilla's Ernesto Cortizos Airport. Despite medical intervention, the passenger passed. The flight, operated by a commercial airline, was en route to the U.S. when the incident occurred. Authorities investigated, and the airline provided support to passengers and crew. The event highlights the challenges of handling in-flight medical emergencies and the importance of rapid response protocols. JetSmart, a Chilean low-cost airline, is expanding in Colombia with fares as low as 20,000 COP for domestic routes. Operating from Bogota, Medellin, and Cali, it challenges Avianca and LATAM by offering 15 routes and plans for further growth. Since entering in 2022, JetSmart has carried 1.2 million passengers, capturing 5% of the market. Its focus on affordability and new routes boosts competition, making travel more accessible for Colombians and supporting tourism. Okay, so this next section, again, stick around to the end because, yes, I did actual stand-up comedy. So just hold on, I'm going to get to it and you can laugh at me. People not laughing at me, at whatever. I got a few chuckles and that was enough for me. So this one again, 11 polite habits hotel workers secretly dislike. When checking into a hotel, most of us want to be the kind of guest staff remember fondly. That often means going out of our way to be polite, apologizing for small requests, whispering in hallways, or tidying the room before housekeeping arrives. But here's the twist. Many of these habits, though well-meaning, actually make hotel workers' jobs harder or create awkward situations. Reader's Digest asked hotel staff which habits from guests they secretly hated, and these were some of their responses. Here are 11 polite gestures that hotel staff secretly dislike, and what you can do instead to genuinely make their day better. 1. Saying sorry to bother you. It might feel polite to apologize when asking for more towels, extra pillows, or late checkout, but over-apologizing for routine needs can make the interaction unnecessarily uncomfortable. Staff expect these requests. It's part of their role. Instead, simply ask with a smile, "Could I please have another towel?" No apology required. Cleaning up before housekeeping. Many guests assume they're being considerate by making the bed or tidying the bathroom before housekeeping comes in. The reality? Staff often have to undo those efforts to meet the hotel's cleaning standards, which takes more time. A better way to show respect is by leaving the space reasonably neat and offering the thank you note or tip. I don't know, because it's not going out of my way, that's just me. I mean, it is the way it is. Now, the tipping part, I'm going on a tip diet. I don't know about you. I'm going on a tip diet. Unless you're my bartender or my server, I'm going on a tip diet. It's just everybody's tip, 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 tip. If you're not a bartender or a server, man, I shouldn't have to tip getting my clothes at the dry cleaner. I shouldn't have to tip at a counter service restaurant. Just going overboard. Anyway, okay, so 2 was cleaning up before housekeeping. So I guess they're saying most people try this. 3, whispering in the hallways. Trying to be quiet when you return late at night is thoughtful, but whispering actually carries out more of a sound that's unsettling to other guests or staff. Instead, keep your voice at a normal, soft tone and walk calmly to your room without lingering. Whispering? People freaked out because it's whispering? Well, first of all, what employees in there late at night in the hallway that hear me whisper? I don't know. Okay. Tipping only at checkout. Again, a tip diet. Tip diet. It may seem easier to leave one generous tip when you check out, but it often doesn't get evenly distributed to everyone who helps you. Housekeepers rotate shifts, and the person who brought you extra blankets might not be on duty the day you leave. Offering smaller tips throughout your stay ensures gratitude reaches the right people in real time. Now, I'm not leaving a tip, and every once in a while I do leave something. That's if somebody actually comes in and changes it. But for the most part, I don't want nobody in my room while I'm not there. And if you come in, I'm going to know you did. So don't come in my room. I put the thing on the outside of the door. If I don't have one, I'll make sure I get one. Please do not disturb, even when I'm not there, and I leave my TV on. Yes. Sorry about that. Okay. Number 5, offering food or drinks as thanks. I ain't never offered nobody food. Well, maybe I have a little bottle of liquor left over I may offer, or, a pizza I can't eat, but, Guests sometimes leave behind open snacks, leftover wine, or homemade goodies for staff. While thoughtful, health and safety regulations usually prevent employees from accepting them. A more meaningful gesture, leaving a positive online review and naming staff who went above and beyond. That can directly benefit their careers. There's a benefit. Now, I do my best to do reviews, but don't harp at me. And if it gets to like the 5th or 6th page of going through these reviews, man, I'm done. Ask me a couple of questions and I'm out. Okay, 6, insisting on helping with heavy luggage. You ain't got to worry about that. That's why I tip. If you've ever tried to grab a suitcase to lighten the load, you're not alone. Many travelers think lending a hand to bellhops is considerate, but lifting heavy items can raise liability issues if either party gets hurt. The best courtesy is stepping aside and letting the professionals handle it, and they're trained for it. There you go. You ain't got a problem with that. Number 7, holding the elevator for staff. I have done this. Some guests think they're being gracious by holding the elevator doors open for employees with carts or linens. In practice, it can slow workers down. Housekeeping and maintenance often operate on tight schedules, and catching the next elevator is usually more efficient for them. A polite smile as you head to your floor is more than enough. Okay, enough said. Next time I see you standing on the hallway, I'm just going to push the button and act like I don't see you. Maybe I say hi. Okay, number 8, peeking in while housekeeping is mid-clean or worse. Staying in the room while they're at work can make staff feel rushed or uncomfortable. It's much easier for them to clean efficiently when no one is watching. If you cross paths, a simple "I'll come back later, thank you" goes a long way. Ain't got to worry about that either for me, because again, I ain't going to be there because you ain't going to be there. I don't need nothing clean. I may ask for extra towels and I'll give you my dirty ones. That's about it. Number 9, giving gifts instead of feedback. Small trinkets, chocolates, or souvenirs might seem like sweet tokens of appreciation, but many hotels forbid staff from accepting personal gifts. What's universally welcome, though, is feedback. Mentioning someone by name in a positive review not only lifts morale, but can help them professionally. I got that one. Okay, 10, walking around the lobby in wet shoes or slippers. You gotta worry about that for me either. It feels considerate not to track water into your room after swimming or walking in the rain, but lingering in public areas with wet footwear creates slipping hazards. Instead, ask the front desk for an extra towel or mat so you can dry off before heading upstairs. I got you. 11, overloading requests with please and thank you. Politeness matters, but repeating please and thank you multiple times in the same sentence can come across as insincere or overdone. A warm tone and a single genuine thank you makes staff feel appreciated without being awkward. I'm starting to feel like they are pressing these people to answer these questions. So if you find something you don't like, this people do friendly, because who the hell's thinking of all this stuff? Okay, the big picture. As one hotel worker put it, sometimes good intentions go awry, especially when traveling. The most valuable form of courtesy isn't about overcompensating. It's about being respectful, patient, and recognizing staff as professionals. So there you go. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, here's the point where I told you I was actually able to do stand-up comedy. So I sat on the side. I didn't sit up front. I sat next row. You know, don't sit up front. I sat off to the side so you can see some people on one side. There may have been about 45, 50 people there when I started. And, you know, an hour later, there's another 20, 30 people in there. So, but I got pulled on the first draw. I had been the last 5 weeks in a row since I took old girl, and she got up and did it. This was my opportunity. After 5 weeks, every week, my mom asked me, how many times you going to keep going? I'm going to keep going till they pull my name. So I got me a little card from one of my shows. I folded it and make sure the paper was a little bit thicker. First, pull out the bucket. So here we go. This is me doing live stand-up at the Riot Comedy Club in Houston, Texas. And if you don't laugh, don't feel bad. My whole goal was to get through it. Check this out.
Up next, we got dcbornrob, and on deck, we're going to have Patrick MCN. Get ready for dcbornrob. Start clapping for dcbornrob, ladies and gentlemen.
How's everybody doing? Yeah. Let me start off by saying this is my first time here. Just turned 63 a couple days ago, so this is my first time. This is on my bucket list, so I'll be checking this one. I'm nervous as hell, so give me a break. So anybody dating out there? I'm dating. Been dating for a while. I dated an attorney for a little while. Every argument started with her saying, "Isn't it true that? You mean to tell me that?" Yeah, I was sentenced to 8 to 10 in that one.
But I dated a cop once. These are no jokes, man. Well, hopefully they're jokes, but it's real. I dated a cop. Every argument started with her reading me my Miranda rights. Yes. Yeah, it was a quiet relationship. Anybody divorced? I've been divorced. Divorces are rough. I think it's worse on guys. I think dating is worse on guys. Guys, we get all heartbroken. We get all knotted up, walk in front of a bus. We don't care. Girls call their home girls, and they talk to them. Girl, you don't need him anyway. He ain't no good. I don't know why you stayed with him that long. We going to brunch on Friday. I'm gonna hook you up with her. Those ain't even his kids anyway. You should have told him 2 years ago. Well, anyway, best thing that came out of my divorce was she got the house. So I hate fixing shit. Hey, coming home, anybody been married, you know you come home 8 o'clock, if you work it in the day and you come home at night, and you pull up in the driveway or you sit out front, you don't want to go in the house. You need to meditate, clear your mind a little bit before you go inside. I sat out there so long, one time the mailman knocked on my window, told me, Rob, it's time to go to work. I said, okay. I went out the other night, I met this girl, this first conversation too, she asked me, are you handy? Hell no, I ain't handy. I ain't trying to fix shit, remember? I could see it in her eyes. She already had me fixing a fence or building a shed out back. And at some point, I'm going to get asked, am I religious? I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, I'm not religious. I don't know it all. But there are times where I'm out at the club and I'm like, oh my God. Good Lord, thank you, Jesus. And I'm a commissioned salesperson too, so when I get my pay stub, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Another month, thank you, Lord. So basically, I'm religious for ass and cash. But anybody ever worked in a restaurant? Yeah. I did, first job. Oh, it's a rough one. Did it a whole lot of years, but my first job, 15 and a half years old, busboy, dishwasher, low man on the totem pole. That means I got to clean up everything. That means a bathroom. Fellas, which bathroom do you think is worse? Ladies, y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. What I saw in there, I'm still going through therapy on Tuesdays and Thursdays and stuff. Fellas, what I saw in there, a broom and a mop would not suffice. I will tell you that. It was like first 48 muddy, bloody episode. It was pretty bad. I think that's it. I'm done. Thank you, guys. Check it out, brother.
Give it up one more time for DC Rob, ladies and gentlemen.
So there you go. What do you think? Man, I don't know. All of a sudden I got hot in here and I'm smoking hot. The sun is cooking this window. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comment section. Hey, I don't mind critiques or whatever. I don't really care if the jokes were good or bad. My whole goal was to get up and try to tell some jokes or tell some stories. Just get it done. Because the public speaking part, getting in front of people, was the most challenging part. The good thing was, though, because the lights were so bright up on that front row, all I was able to see was the front row of people. I couldn't see all the people behind them. So that was a benefit. But would I do it again? Yeah, I would do it again. And I do have other jokes, too. And I was timed, like I think it was 3:04 or 3:05 when I was done. So I had practiced every Monday before I went up there, holding a microphone. I hold this microphone, I told my truths as far as I thought they should be. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. And let me know, would you do something like this? Again, I've jumped out of a plane. I've jumped off the stratosphere. I've zip-lined from mountain to mountain. I just like challenging things, but I mitigate. So this was something, I mitigated this by practice. Anyway, so at least I knew what I was going to say, whether it was funny or not. Anyway, you're up to date with the latest news out of the flyer world and a little bit about the hotel staff not liking friendly people. I don't really get that. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. And me doing stand-up. Again, remember to travel, but travel safe.
Thanks for hitting like. Thanks for hitting like. dcbornrob.
So, hey, girl, thanks for coming by my place.
No worries. You mind if our girlfriend can come by with us?
Hell no. This is why I watch DC Rob. Headed to Medellin, Colombia? See my guy Andres with Nomad Travel for safe airport pickups and drop-offs and tours. Contact information in the description below.